want to go ahead and get into our next little top 10 topic that we discussed doing over the week?
It seems like a good time to do it.
Okay. So, guys, I'm going to give you guys about 3 more minutes to keep spamming Ohana to win this Stitch Pop figure, while me and Hampton start talking about our top 5 favorite movies that we were going to eventually put into a top 10. So, Hampton, I'll go ahead and start with mine, and I'm going to start from 5 up, or
Okay.
well, 5 down, I guess you would say. So, number 5 out of my top 5 favorite Disney movies, and chat, you can agree or disagree, I don't care. Treasure Planet.
Okay.
So I went and watched this movie when I was a little kid. Went with one of my best friends and I think his mom. And she used to take us to movies all the time. And I had no idea what Treasure Planet was. So I was just like, I'll go and watch it and see what it is. And, maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. Fell in love with the movie. Given I can't find this movie on DVD, and I'm one of those old school people that really collect DVDs of like movies that I love,
Which is fair.
I cannot find this movie on DVD at all.
I think the last time I saw a copy of it was at the Disney store up at the Fayette Mall. But that's been a couple years since the last time I was up there.
It's probably kind of expensive too because it came out in like 2002, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was probably more of an expensive copy if I had to guess. But love Treasure Planet. Always thought it was a good movie. Don't care what anybody says. It topped over everything else. Had a great story to me and everything. Even though I've only seen it like once or twice out of my entire livelihood of my being, it still was a great movie to me.
Right. Well, the sense of adventure is just there, and it's enough to entertain anyone. It doesn't really matter what age you are. Everyone loves the idea of just going on a treasure hunt and discovering more about yourself along the way. That's the whole purpose of it, is learn who you are.
They are not trying to erase this movie from history. I love this movie. I don't want to hear it. This was a great movie, in my opinion.
I mean, it was really good.
Yeah.
But then again, so was Treasure Island, the original book.
Well, that's true. Okay, Hampton, what's your number 5?
So for my number 5, it's got to be the original, like late 50s Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
I grew up. That is the first Disney movie I ever really remember watching, and it was one of those things that, to this day, as an adult, it's what tells me that it's okay to still have an imagination and just let it run wild. Because you look at Christopher Robin, he had all of these friends. Obviously, they were imaginary until, Christopher Robin the movie came out, and turns out they're not imaginary.
Were they imaginary or was he actually on something? I mean, come on now.
His wife in the movie got to see them walking and talking.
That's true. Hey, Broken Trojan, how you doing, man? Welcome. If you want to enter the giveaway, man, make sure you're following us. And the giveaway is a Stitch Pop figure, and the keyword is Ohana. So, okay, so Winnie the Pooh's your number 5.
Yep.
Let's go into my number 4, since I'm already talking about Stitch anyway.
Right.
My number 4 favorite movie, Disney movie, is Lilo and Stitch. Like you said, you haven't seen it, so you don't understand the love for it like I have. But, honestly, man, I think it's one of the best Disney movies out, in my opinion. I know so many people around my age group that grew up with this movie, and they loved it.
Right.
So that's why this is the giveaway, this pop figure, because like this Stitch just has so much of a connection to me because I just loved it growing up. Another one of those movies I grew up watching with my sister. My sister was a diehard Disney fan, and so I tried to show her all the old Disney movies before she was born, but I also watched, like the newer ones with her too.
Show her movies before she was born.
Yeah. Like,
time travel.
No, like show her movies that came out before she was born.
Ah,
yeah.
See, you were talking about things that I wasn't entirely sure what you meant.
No, show her movies before she was born, like the ones that she hadn't seen that came out before she was born. Like Lion King. Like I didn't actually show my sister Lion King until she was like 4, and I was like, I don't know, 12 at that point.
Mm.
So And then I just wanted her to understand it better. I love Lilo and Stitch. Well, enter the giveaway, man. If you love Lilo and Stitch, enter the giveaway. You win it. We'll send it to you. The reason I love Lilo and Stitch, it teaches about family. This is the reason for the keyword Ohana.
Right.
So I always thought it was, like this really touchy feel movie because like you had the older sister and forgive me, but the name slips my mind right now for the older sister. But she's just trying everything she can to take care of Lilo.
Right.
And I think she's only like 17 or 18 herself. So she's still a kid in her own, sense. But she's still out there working, doing everything they can. And they never really explain what happens to Lilo and Stitch's family, like their parents. I don't know if they died or something. I really don't know. Does anybody know? Does anybody know what happens to Lilo and her sister's parents?
Chad, if you know, shoot some answers at us. If you want to talk about it and theorize, we're down for that too.
Yeah. Yes, make sure you are following, guys. That's the only way you can win this giveaway is hit that follow button.
Yep. We've had people try and win stuff and then realize, wait, we're not following.
If you're not following, you cannot win the giveaway. So make sure you hit that following button. So let's go on into your number 4. And I like your number 4.
So, again, most of the Disney movies that helped to shape part of the person I am today are a lot of the older ones. Now, Beauty and the Beast is not exactly old. Definitely came out in the 90s. But it was one of those that it teaches you that no matter what you look like, it matters who you are on the inside. Or in the case of Gaston, it's all about the looks and singing about yourself.
So you're saying that even if I'm ugly like a beast, I can still find a beauty?
The jury's still out, but you know what? There could be a chance for you.
That's what you're saying, right? Chad, that's what he's saying, right? That even somebody like me can, have a beauty.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Again,
okay.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I don't know any beholders.
You will.
Oh, we got a winner.
Who we got?
Lady Lunit. Congratulations. You win the Stitch 626 pop figure.
Congratulations.
We'll have that sent out to you. Man behind the camera should be sending you a whisper for your address and all your information. So, yay. Congratulations. Happy for you. All right. So, let's see. Where was we at?
We had just finished up Beauty and the Beast for me.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go into my number 3.
Okay.
So my number 3, and this has got to be a lot of people. And guys, make sure you stick around because we do have another giveaway for you guys.
And then we also have D&D later.
And we also have D&D later. So make sure you guys stick around for D&D. I know you love it. But my number 3, Hampton, and a lot of people would probably agree that this needs to be on a list somewhere, is Toy Story. The OG Toy Story.
Right.
Let me put it that way. It's just a classic, man. I mean, how could somebody hate on it?
I mean,
don't you hate on Toy Story? Don't you hate on Toy Story? I will walk off this camera right now.
Unlike, what's the kid's name? Andy.
Andy?
Unlike Andy, I still have an appreciation for all the toys I had as a kid. I still love my G1 Optimus Prime that my parents got for me back when I was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
I have like 4 of them.
Okay.
Andy, he ain't got no respect for his toys.
That's fair. Actually,
respect the toys.
When I was a kid, I was like every other kid now that loves Toy Story. I had to have a Woody. Had to have a Woody doll. I had to have a Buzz. And I think I even did the foot thing where I wrote my name on the foot. So I wrote Chris on both of their feet.
Please tell me you put at least one letter backwards.
No, but I didn't really know how to do that. And you're talking to like a 4-year-old that was trying to do that.
I mean, I understand that you're still 4 mentally.
Mentally, I'm still 4, yeah. I can barely spell my own name, okay? But I love Toy Story. Buzz, Woody, both voiced by amazing actors.
Yep.
So that was a plus for me. My dad even liked Toy Story because of Buzz and Woody being voiced by who they were voiced by.
Okay, I want to point out you probably didn't even know who Tom Hanks was when you were a kid.
No, you're right. I didn't until I watched Forrest Gump, and then I knew who Tom Hanks was.
I mean, that's definitely a good way to get introduced to Tom Hanks.
That's true.
My introduction to Tom Hanks was Green Mile.
Okay. I like Green Mile. It was a good movie. Uh, let's move on and let's go to your number 3, Hampton, because I've never really heard of this before. I swear I haven't.
Okay, so
He's going to kill me, chat, but I haven't heard of his number 3 at all.
paintbrush. Going to use his own life essence to paint the blood on this Baylor. So
Just stick it through my ear.
Yep. So, The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. I can't really talk about one without talking about both. I saw Rescuers Down Under first. Turns out there's this secret society of mice that go to help out other animals all across the world.
Oh, no, wait, I have seen this. This is the mouse movie.
Yes, this is the mouse movie.
I have seen this.
So, Rescuers Down Under takes place in Australia. So, that was my first experience with it. And it's one of the reasons why I probably love animals as much as I do today. And then I went back, watched the original, and again, they help out this little girl and her pets, and she finds out, wait, animals can talk? And it's just really sweet, really wholesome, and it gives you this feeling of no matter what's going on in the world, there's still some good out there somewhere.
That's fair. I mean, I remember this movie vaguely now, since that you started mentioning the mice. I was like, oh, yeah, I have seen this movie. I don't remember it that well, though.
So, to give you an idea, if I recall, the original story was written sometime around World War II.
Okay.
So, of course, you see a lot of the elements of like what England was going through back during that, and it helps to shape the society that the mice are part of,
Right.
that so that they go out and help those that need help.
Okay. That makes sense. I need to go back and watch these movies.
You really do.
There's a few of these that you have listed that I'm like, man, I haven't watched these in forever. I really need to go back and watch them. Let's jump into my number 2. And Hampton, I remember watching this in theaters, and I was like 3 years old. A Bug's Life. I love A Bug's Life. I was flipping through my channels the other day, chat, and A Bug's Life was on one of the random channels, and they were right in the middle of the scene where they're fighting the grasshoppers.
Right.
And I just remember like all the joy of when I was a kid watching that scene and watching all these bugs finally, take over the grasshoppers and finally kill them and get rid of them and get them away from torturing them,
Right.
And I don't know, it just made me happy. Hopper's a great villain. I think Hopper's a great villain, actually.
That was one of those things that they handled it really well with how I don't necessarily want to say evil because again, he's doing what is natural for him. So does that necessarily make him evil?
And
no.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he voiced by Ron Perlman?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was listening to the voice and I was like, man, that sounds like Ron Perlman. But I didn't want to look it up because I was just being lazy. But I was like, man, I think that's Ron Perlman. And if that is, that's amazing because I didn't know who Ron Perlman was when I was 3 years old.
Right. Like most children that age, you don't really have the true appreciation of knowing that war never changes.
Right. And that was one thing that I remember a lot is A Bug's Life was just, it had its funny moments, but it had its really serious moments too. So, and this was one of my first memories as a kid. Cause like I said, I was like 3 when this movie came out. And I remember my parents taking me to the movies to watch it. And I fell in love with it so much that like, I think the next time we went to Walmart or something, I seen it on VHS and I was just like, I need it. And like I begged for it until my parents bought it for me.
Back when VHS was still a thing.
Yeah, back when VHS was still a thing. There's probably people in here right now who's like, what's a VHS?
Yep.
But I mean, VHS was one of my pinnacles of life, was going and buying a new VHS movie and burning it up until the tape actually came out of it.
Yep.
I did that with a few movies, actually.
I still have the original cassette tape that my parents recorded Transformers the movie on
Yes.
for me, and that thing is like completely worn out.
All right. Uh, so what's your number two, Hampton?
So my number two, and I know my fiance is watching this, she's going to be super happy. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Now, I know at least in our household, it has become like a little family tradition to sit down every Halloween, every Christmas, and watch Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's one of those that it lets you see just how fun both holidays can be, especially when they're done in their respective time period.
Right.
So, Christmas, remember, your month is December. But it's just one of those that, again, you can see some of the most beautiful things happen from like the most unexpected places, like the relationship between Jack and Sally. It's not one of those that you see grow, but I'll tell you what, it has some of the best music ever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I always love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Like you said, it's a classic. Like it's so classic that I think Troll and Toad even did one of her Christmas parties in that theme a couple years ago. One of our employees actually painted the pumpkins, which was cool.
Nice.
She might be in the chat watching today, but she might not be. But yeah, she Hank Hill voice. Who voiced Hank Hill? But yeah, she painted 3 pumpkins: Oogie Boogie, Jack, and Sally. And dude, they
Nice.
looked awesome when she painted them. I think if she told me correctly, they ended up just rotting away on her back porch eventually.
I mean, as pumpkins do.
Yeah, but they were cool. Like I think there's still pictures of them somewhere on probably Facebook if I had to guess.
Probably.
But they were awesome looking. So Hampton, before we both get into our number one, let's do our last giveaway for tonight.
All right.
Chat, we can't be talking about Disney without talking about the man himself.
I mean, we could, but that would be a grave insult.
We could, but this is Walt Disney's baby, Mickey Mouse. I mean, we're both wearing mouse ears right now.
Sir, this is something to keep the hair out of my face so I can paint.
So, chat, this is our last giveaway for tonight, Mickey Mouse pop figure. I had to do this as a giveaway. Broken Troves and whoa. Yeah, you can win this, man. So let's go ahead and get the next giveaway up, and let's make the keyword mouse. That seems like a good keyword, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's go ahead and get that up. Keyword mouse. Start spamming that into the chat if you want to win this.
And guys, tell us, what was your first experience with Mickey Mouse? Because I remember mine was going back and watching Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, that was my first experience.
So my grandfather had Steamboat Willie on VHS, and he lived out in Kansas.
Yeah.
So my aunt and uncle would take me out there every summer, every Christmas, and I would watch it every single time with him. And it's one of the most important memories that I have from my early childhood. It didn't matter that it was black and white
Right.
or poorly animated. It was amazing. And it's one of those things that Disney is all about making those memories with your family.
All right. And guys, the keyword is mouse, and it's live. So go ahead and spam the word mouse to win the Mickey Mouse pop figure. Make sure you are following. That is the only way you can win this. If you are not following, we will re-roll it. Okay. So let's go into both of our number ones. Hampton.
All right.
My number one is my favorite Disney movie ever. I still quote it to this day. The Lion King. I love The Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
I still quote Lion King to this day. Before we even got on air, I was sitting here acting like Rafiki and just shaking my stick back and forth doing this. Just being funny.
I was busy trying to make sure that my camera was right so you guys can see what I'm doing.
You can tell which one's the more serious one out of both of us, chat. It's obviously him. I'm more the funny one. Or funny looking one. I don't know which one yet.
There you go.
Funny looking one.
Yeah. There you go.
But I love The Lion King, man. It made me cry as a kid
I mean,
with Mufasa. Like, no joke, I love the Mufasa, and then when he dies off, and still to this day, I get mad that Scar had to be a butthead like he was, because I hated that, because I thought Scar looked awesome. But whatever. He wanted revenge, I guess, for his brother taking the throne when their dad passed away,
Yeah.
and I guess that's every boy's dream. I guess especially if you're a lion cub, to be the king of the pride. But when your brother gets it over you, and I believe Scar was even the older brother, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
So like that really had to make him mad because he was the older brother, but his younger brother ended up being king of the pride. So I mean that would make anybody mad, I would assume.
Oh yeah.
Loved it though. Favorite characters: Timon and Pumbaa. I
Easily.
love both Timon and Pumbaa. We should actually cosplay as them.
No.
What do you think, chat? Cosplay? Timon and Pumbaa? Me and Hampton? I can be Pumbaa. We'll do the hula one.
Wow! If you're hungry for a hunk of fat and juicy meat, eat my buddy Pumba here because he has a treat.
No.
I'm okay. Next show, I come in here. I'm dressed up as Pumbaa. I got an apple in my mouth, and I'm sitting here like this. You come in dressed in the hula skirt, and you start doing the hula.
How about this? I'll just bring in the grill and start cooking.
For me?
I mean, sure.
Oh,
If
you
you're going
should.
to have the apple in your mouth, by all means, I'll definitely cook
Oh, you
for you.
shouldn't have, man. I'll just eat the apple. I don't need anything to eat.
Next time on C&H Collectibles, Cannibalism 101.
But I love the Lion King. There's actually a theory going around right now that you remember the part where Scar's holding that skull and he's singing to it and
Yeah.
making it talk. The theory right now going around is that's Mufasa. That's his skull because that's a lion skull.
Right.
So the theory is that he let all the hyenas eat Mufasa's body, and then he just had all the bones and piled them up and took them back to the cave with him.
I mean, honestly, that kind of makes sense.
How morbid is that, though?
I mean, have you actually watched Disney movies and like seen the source material that some of that stuff comes from?
Yeah, I have.
It's dark.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It is pretty morbid. So, Hampton, what's your number one?
So, my number one, and this has shaped my love for mystery and everything to this day,
Okay.
is The Great Mouse Detective. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually have no idea what that is. Turns out, The Great Mouse Detective was the Disney version of Sherlock Holmes. So, this mouse and his Watson live in a little mouse hole at 221 Baker Street.
Okay.
So their whole thing is, of course, one is Sherlock Holmes, the other one is good old Watson.
Yeah.
They go around solving crime, and it's all about the mystery. It's all about trying to figure out the who done it,
Right.
the why done it,
Right.
and the how done it.
Right.
And it's just they're trying to get this little mouse child reunited with her mouse dad.
Mm-hmm.
He's a toy maker
Yeah.
for mice.
Yeah.
And he, of course, the Moriarty mouse is trying to ruin the Queen's Jubilee. Turns out Mouse Society has their own mousy version of Queen Elizabeth.
Okay.
And he's trying to interrupt the Jubilee
Yeah.
and kill the Queen.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
I remember The Great Mouse Detective vaguely. It's like I said, it's another one of those movies that I believe I forgot was even Disney. But now that all the memories of it is coming back, I remember how actually good that movie was. And it was a great movie.
I want to point out, chat, he's the one that suggested Disney. And I'm talking about the classics, and now he's remembering.
Well, I'm a 90s guy, and I like the 90s movies more. That's why I have like 3 90s movies on this list.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, the other ones are from the early 2000s, but, we won't talk about that.
For shame.
The other two are in my lower tier, though. Well. Okay, before we do this giveaway, I'm going to give everybody another 5 minutes to go ahead and spam the keyword mouse. Me and Hampton are going to go ahead and put both of our top 5s into a top 10. So, Hampton, I'll start first, and you'll see if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, we'll try to pick into another one.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to look at this list, and number 10, I hate to do it this way, but I would have to put Treasure Planet at number 10.
That's fair. Realistically, I can't really disagree with that one, being completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
Treasure Planet was amazing, but unlike with most Disney, whenever they take something that already has original source material, they didn't really deviate.
Right.
The only real thing they did with Treasure Planet was it's in space, there's aliens, and instead of a whirlpool, they have to deal with a black hole.
Yep.
So, I mean, amazing movie. It was one of those that it makes you understand what it means to have responsibility and taking responsibility.
Right. Okay, so we have Treasure Planet at number 10. What would you put at number 9? I want
So-
you to pick this one.
At number 9, so I'm going to go ahead and say it, and I'm going to say it's because I've not seen it, Lilo and Stitch. Like, family is an important thing, but
Okay.
my lack of knowledge.
I'll give you Lilo and Stitch for number 9, just because you don't know it. And just because every other movie on here are classics compared to Lilo and Stitch. I'm not dissing Lilo and Stitch. I love Lilo and Stitch. But everything else on this list came out before it, and they're considered more of a classic Disney movie, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Lilo and Stitch actually came out like 2004.
Yeah.
So it's literally the newest one on the list. So I'll give you that. We'll put that at number 9. I obviously give my reasons on why I love it earlier.
Right.
You haven't seen it, so that's something that you need to put on your bucket list, is you need to watch this movie before you die. He's not going to, though. Let me go into number 8.
Okay.
I think number 8, and you might hate me for this, but I think number 8 should be Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, bother. Okay, no, I can honestly agree with it to some extent.
Okay.
Like, it's one of those that for a lot of kids that grew up in our time period, a lot of people saw Winnie the Pooh on the Disney Channel, and it was more a matter of the TV series,
Yeah.
not the old 1950 something movie.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really know the movie, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that you put that on your list. I was like, oh, okay. Well, then I accept that.
I watched it literally every day until I was, about 11.
Right,
And I still watch it from time to time when the time finds me.
right. Okay, so we got Winnie the Pooh at number 8. What would you put at number 7?
So for number 7, I'm totally dissing on your list tonight.
I can tell.
I'm going to have to say Bug's Life.
You're going to put Bug's Life at number 7?
I am. And to me, when you say Disney, Bug's Life doesn't stand out to me. Toy Story stands out to me more than Bug's Life.
But what about the caterpillar that, like, when he becomes a butterfly, he's like, I'm a beautiful butterfly.
Finally, I'm a beautiful butterfly!
I mean, the
That's
best
a classic.
no, a classic with a caterpillar is Alice in Wonderland and him smoking his hookah pipe.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, I'll compromise and put a Bug's Life at number 7. That's fine with me. But I think number 6 probably should be The Rescuers
Okay, that's fair. Again,
at number 6.
it's another one of those that it's a classic, but something that I would have seen a lot more than what you probably would have.
Yeah,
And again, that's not one of those that a lot of people are automatically going to think about because they probably didn't get a chance to watch it.
right. It just shows our age, too. Like, our age difference between us. Which I know isn't much, but it is when you think about it when it comes to movies.
Yeah, because I'm like, what, 5, 6 years older than you?
Something like that, yeah. Number 5.
So for number 5, this is where I'm going to hit myself.
Mhm.
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay. I'll agree with that. Because it is a classic movie, but compared to everything else that we have on the list, everything else kind of outshines it, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. I remember Lion King having more of an impact on me as a kid than Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, same here.
Beauty and the Beast helped to inform more of the adult that I became.
Right. I like Beauty and the Beast, but like I said, I didn't watch it all that much. It was more than I watched of some of the other ones on the list, but it was one that I did watch maybe like 6 or 7 times out of my life, and that's about it.
I've watched it probably too many times in my life, but hey, Lumiere is easily one of the best guys ever.
That's fair. Number 4. I'm gonna hit myself now.
Okay.
Toy Story.
Agreed.
You agree with that?
Yep.
Okay. Like I said, love Toy Story, but compared to everything else on the list, especially what you have left, it's just hard to not put it at number 4.
Right.
You can't really put it anything higher because everything else is more classic than Toy Story, if you ask me.
Toy Story is one of those that it's definitely said to everyone as they become an adult, it's okay to still be a kid at heart.
Right.
And that's an important thing. But again, it's one of those that, you know, a lot of younger people are watching it now and they're like, this is okay.
So we left off on Toy Story for number 4, right?
Right.
Okay. What about number 3?
Great Mouse Detective.
I agree with that.
Again, I love it. Great Mouse Detective is what shaped my love of Sherlock Holmes.
Yep.
And the, book and all the short stories for
Yep.
it. But again, it's one of those that in comparison to everything else, it's definitely a classic. It's
Mhm.
very dated at this point, and just a lot of people don't even know about it.
Right. And then to our number 2, we only have 2 left, and that's Nightmare Before Christmas and The Lion King.
Right.
I feel like we're going to try to fight on this one, Hampton,
Probably.
because I want to put Nightmare Before Christmas at 2. I know you want to put Lion King at 2.
Right.
So I'll compromise because, in my opinion, I like Lion King more than Nightmare Before Christmas, but that's my opinion.
Right.
But out of popularity, I know Nightmare Before Christmas is more popular than The Lion King.
Yeah, I'd say, I can agree with that one. I love Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because, my fiance is watching.
Right.
And she would strangle me if I didn't say that. Love you, dear. It's because I think Nightmare Before Christmas has done more to shape a lot of people's ideas
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of their personality traits and just trends in general.
Right.
You look at what Lion King has done. Yeah, Lion King teaches you the importance of, again, taking responsibility for your actions
And not being a jerk and killing your brother.
Okay, no, if anything, in that regard, it teaches people that they should totally do that.
Oh, that's true.
But just in general, you look at how people nowadays are a lot of the stuff you see in
Mhm.
pop culture would not have happened had Nightmare Before Christmas not been done and become as popular as it was.
Right. Maybe it is among Hot Topic. Yeah, I agree. That's why Nightmare Before Christmas was really popular when I was a kid, was because everything Hot Topic had the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff in it.
But at the same time, and on that same note, you look at the amount of stuff that Hot Topic picked up because of just how popular Nightmare Before Christmas was.
Right. So okay, I'm fine with putting Lion King at number 2, and then we'll put The Nightmare Before Christmas at number 1. So guys, I'll give you about 2 more minutes to spam the keyword web credits as I'm getting ready to wrap up for tonight. Guys, appreciate you. I love that you guys came in, spent some time with us, watched us be idiots wearing mouse ears. I think we look beautiful though, in my opinion.
I'll make it work. I'll find a way.
But guys, we do have a Star Wars episode coming up on May the 4th. So make sure you guys stick around for that. Well, I'm going to have some really nice out of this galaxy giveaways for you guys. Like my pun? No? Okay. But
Leave
guys,
the puns to me.
make sure you watch us every week, Wednesday through Saturday, every other Saturday. We have Drew's Poke Shop on Wednesday. Drew's awesome. He gets on there, talks about Pokemon. I got on there the last time with him. We just played around on the TCGO for a little bit. That was fun. If you haven't watched that VOD, go back and watch that VOD. You can watch us be idiots on there. Every Thursday, we have Troll versus Toad with GOAT format as our Troll versus Toad tournament right now. Next week, I believe, is David and Jace, I believe.
Yep, it's David and Jace
Yep.
with, if I recall correctly, from what I've been told, it's going to be me and Fish shoutcasting for that one. Come out and see us.
That'd be cool.
I may or may not make D&D/Warhammer puns.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Lady Lunan has won the giveaway. Awesome. Congratulations, Lady Lunan. Then right after the Troll versus Toad, we have the Fish Tank.
Mm-hmm.
Fish is always hilarious. He has some of the best puns on there. Make sure you guys check him out.
We'll see if he digivolves again.
All right. And then on Friday, we have Magic with Jeremy.
Yep.
And Magic with Jeremy is actually pretty fun. It's teaching me a lot about magic. Oh, and I almost forgot. We have a new magic show on Wednesdays. That's where my memory is at right now. I didn't remember our new show. Make sure every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern that you are watching the magic shows. I think it's the standard magic show with Kelly and Logan. The man behind the camera is actually on a show. You actually can see his beautiful mug every Wednesday. Handsome guy. I would watch him every day. He's back there shaking his head right now. I know he is. But also on Fridays, we have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Super Show with JT. JT's hilarious. I love watching those streams. I always crack up at them. The chat's always really active in those. And then every other Saturday, so not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, we have C&H Collectibles. Me and Hampton haven't came up with our theme for the next one, but we'll make sure that, it's something good, which we know what the next theme is. It's going to be on May the 4th, which is on a Tuesday, which is going to be our Star Wars Day.
Yep.
And guys, we're going to try to run that as a 2-hour show because there's just so much content that we can talk about with Star Wars.
Video games, animated series, movies,
Yes.
you name it. And I'll even be talking about the Star Wars RPG. And for anyone that's interested, I'm going to be talking about Knights of the Old Republic 1.
Yes, I think that'd be awesome.
I mean, remake coming.
We'll probably actually have 2 shows that week. So we got the one on Tuesday and then that one on that Saturday.
Yep.
So guys, we'll have 2 shows. Me and Hampton are, we love putting content on for you guys. It's amazing. We get on here and act like goofballs, but we do it for you guys. We're idiots, but it's fun.
I get paid to be an idiot.
Yeah. And then coming up tonight, make sure you guys stick around. We have the D&D campaign, Planar Escapades. What episode are we on, Hampton? Because I forgot now.
On episode 5.
Okay, episode 5. You can get on there. I'm on there. I'm in the campaign. This is your DM. We're idiots on there, especially me. Everybody loves trolling me, so make sure you guys watch tonight. You guys can troll me tonight.
For anyone that is sticking around, I'm going to go ahead and give you the heads up because I don't think people realized it was going on in the last stream. What we have started doing is we have set it up so that you can spend your stream coins, or whatever they're called, your points, in order to make the dwarf hear the whispers of chat.
Yeah.
Voices coming from the other world to taunt him and, try and convince him to do things.
So I'll hear your voices in my head, so to speak. No pun intended with Randy Orton there. But I'll hear your voices in my head as we're playing the game. So make sure that you are spending those coins to give me a little message that I hear. We do that every other Saturday, guys. So make sure you stick around because that's coming up next after me and Hampton get us a bite to eat here. But Hampton, I think it's time that we go back to Disney World, man. I'm tired of being here.
How many times do I have to tell you? We're not getting paid to go to Disney World.
We're going to Disney World. There's collectibles there. I got to get some.
As your financial advisor, I'm going to have to say no.
Guys, I don't care what he says. I'm going.
4 pop figures and a Wonder Woman action figure says no.
Yes, it does. It says yes.
Hey, he agreed with me.
No, it says yes.
No.
Guys, I love you all. Be safe this weekend. Make sure you stick around for the D&D show afterwards. And I'm going to Disney World, and he can't stop me. I love you all, and we'll see you later.